let's go down to Dallas, Texas, because Mike McCarthy talked about why he refuses to play his veterans, kind of like the Jets playing Aaron Rodgers. You know, Patrick Mahomes playing in Kansas City.
Who cares?
Mike McCarthy says, I ain't doing it. Meanwhile, every year that he was the coach in Green Bay, his starting quarterback played in the preseason. But Jerry Jones was asked about it. Jerry Jones said, I agree with Mike McCarthy's approach. I want them players there in December.
I say.
Meanwhile, I'm probably going to fire him after the year anyhow.
Right.
To me,
bye-bye, Mike.
This isn't about.
This sounds like a little bit of that Steeler coming out of you because he took.
Do you not notice the black shirt?
To me, this isn't risk assessment about guys getting injured. This is the Dak Prescott interception assessment. He does not want to go into the year off a preseason game where Dak Prescott throws an interception, and that's all this is about to me.
It's 100% it's about optics. Once he wants to get this team healthy, he doesn't want Dak Prescott to get hurt, and he doesn't want to see his star quarterback look pick happy. He can't have that.
Right.
So I think it's smart. Sit him, let him rest up, and see what happens.
Yeah, this is all about Dak Prescott.
I think so.
Look, there comes a point in your career, everybody goes through it, whether it's younger, older, where you can't get over something. And right now, Dak is in a little rut, throwing interceptions, and it's not just the interceptions that it's like, okay, we can live with that one. It's the bad interceptions. That's what he's been doing. And so going into week one, what you don't want to have happen is Dak go out here and throw an interception, and now that's in his mind. Everybody's talking about it all over again.
It'll be the front page of the Dallas News.
We're going to talk about it.
Marking up the boards here with Dak Prescott throwing an interception, and he starts the season doing the same thing he ended the season with. You can't have that.
Yeah, I mean, you can't guarantee or predict, well, let's just give him one series, have him complete 2 passes to get him off the field. Every time Dak goes like this to throw a football, there's an 80-20 chance it's going to be caught by the other team. So that's the risk assessment that they've done. We don't want them throwing the ball to anybody until we get to September.
And then Jerry's trying to protect the building, right? They're working on $180 million renovations. They want to keep butts in the seats. They got to pay for the lights, right? So in order to do that, you got to have something to see. And Dak Prescott has to be the best show for the Cowboys. And right now, he doesn't look
I disagree with you on a little bit. Like the Cowboys in Dallas are like the Knicks in New York. No matter how bad they are, people show up.
But you don't need Cowboy fans panicking looking for a bridge.
Right behind you see the Dak Prescott cutout.
Him?
Every time he throws a practice interception, we mark it. You know what they're doing in Dallas. They're all waiting. And it's like thin ice.
They're
if he has a great
brisket.
game, woo! But everyone's waiting for that big Dak Prescott interception, and that's real.
I feel bad for Dak. He just has to finish the job. That's the biggest thing with me, man. I love him as a quarterback.
Just for the record, he's single and made over $100 million. You don't feel bad for him.
Well, I just want to see him to win the big one, man. Eventually, before Jerry Coles quits. So him and Lolita hold hands in hands into the pearly gates.
All right. Meanwhile, just to show you how crazy Cowboy fans are, Jerry Jones, always a man of the people, was signing some autographs. So someone goes, here, take my baby.
Give me that baby. Give me that precious little baby.
Yeah, now, the baby's wearing a Dak Prescott jersey. Great.
That baby's stuffed.
And nobody asked, but Jerry's like, I'll sign the baby.
Yeah.
Like, listen, you have kids, I have kids. We've probably done some questionable things looking back on it, but I never handed my baby over a railing to Jerry Jones and then had an expectation that he was going to sign my baby.
Yeah, and the baby's like, who is this gatekeeper? Like, why am I being held by this old, man?
This is actually a thing. Like, I never understand why people just put a baby in your face.
To other people.
I'm sure you've seen this at training camp.
Oh, I've signed babies.
Exactly.
Oh, come on.
But
seriously.
But you signed children?
right on the forehead.
Like, come on, this is Steeler country right here. Like,
same kind of animal, right?
Oh yeah, Steeler fans are nuts. You'll see tattoos, sleeves of like the form of the steel curtain. You'll see all type. I've seen the wildest tattoo I've seen was some guy had a Palomalo face literally on his stomach, kind of like. With the hair and everything, he was just like, bro, I'm diehard. I'm like, that's going to hurt. Like, I don't think you should take that off.
Yeah.
Especially on the beach. So
that'd be weird dating, right?
Just
a little bit.
Is she in love with me or Palomalo?
Right. Can you imagine that walking in? Like,
But wait, so you actually signed babies?
I've signed a baby right on the forehead.
I've signed the baby.
It was a chubby baby.
It's a thing. I don't understand why people want to give up their baby and say, "Here, sign my baby." We'll lift their little onesie up.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, what we
Now, in
doing?
this case, Jerry, at least to be fair, signed the baby's jersey, did not sign the baby's forehead or arm or belly, and just wrote his initials or whatever he wrote there on the Dak Prescott jersey. Listen, I give Jerry Jones credit. That's a weird spot. It's the knucklehead that's like, I've got a great idea, honey. Let's bring the kid to a practice, throw her over the railing, and have Jerry Jones sign her.
I'm glad they didn't test Jerry's hands on that. They didn't just toss the baby at Jerry. That would have been tragic.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
Fumble.
They're like, ah! So, look at that.
All right, one more. Hard Knocks aired again last night. And Randall Cobb, who is obviously in New York for the very first time. And we also found out last night that he and his beautiful wife are expecting a third child.
Yeah.
So congratulations
The Cobb mob.
to the Cobb mob
Yeah,
out
the
there.
Cobb mob.
That was a very poignant moment yesterday. But as you saw on Hard Knocks last night, he also let the other wide receivers know one of the keys to earning the trust of Aaron Rodgers. First of all, let me just say Hard Knocks training camp with the New York Jets is streaming exclusively on Max, so we appreciate them allowing us to use that video this morning. That's why you got Randall Cobb here.
Yep.
Because guys, I'm not saying they're lazy, but guys aren't on point. And what he's telling them is, I'm telling you right now, if Aaron thinks you're running a specific pattern and he throws the ball to a spot and you're not in that spot and it gets picked, guess what? You ain't never seen the ball again. And you saw that last year a little bit with Watson.
Yeah, look, there's always a lot of talent in a wide receiver room. But just because you're talented and you're athletic and you can make plays and you've gotten away with making plays, you got to understand the concept and the schemes of why we're doing what we're doing. And a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, Randall is spot on. He absolutely despises throwing interceptions.
Can I stop you there for a second? I want to continue, but there's one aspect of that I love. It's got to come from someone other than Aaron. That's the beauty of Randall being the guy saying.
This is why you have a guy. It's just like having a player that echoes the coach's sentiments in the locker room. This is no different. If Aaron comes over there and he says that, it's received a little different.
It's received as a threat.
Yes, but Randall, he understands. He's in the fold. He's a part of who we are as a unit. So if I tell you, I'm trusting because I know your rapport with this man, you've done it for years, I want to be able to be on the receiving end of a lot of his throws. I don't want to be the guy that he can't trust. So if it comes from Randall, it's well received.
Yeah, I'll tell you Randall Cobb's story nobody knows. At the very first Jet full team meeting, there was a guy eating chips in the back of the meeting, and he was ruffling the bag, and it was distracting. And Saleh blew his lid on it because there's a sign that says, in the full team meeting, no food, no beverage. When you guys break out to positions, do what you want. But when we're together as a team, don't bring anything into the room. He didn't know who the player was because it's dark in those little theaters. And he just said, guys, I made it clear, no food, no drink. I don't know who you are, but no food, no drink. After all the practices, Randall Cobb went into Robert Saleh's office and said, Coach, just so you know, that was me, never happened again. And that's the kind of leadership you get with Randall Cobb.
Yeah, two things for me. It goes back to my temperament. I mean, you hit it right on the head. If he can't trust you, he's going to snap, right? So that's why you play him this Saturday, because this young group, this young offense, needs to know what Aaron Rodgers looks like on game day and how short fuse he is. He wants perfection. And on top of that, listen, it's cliche to say, if I can't trust you, I'm not throwing you the ball either, right? Do your job. It's details, especially when you get too deep into the season, man. It's not the talent that just gets you over the hump. It's the minute details.
So I got to ask, did you ever get frozen out?
No, I was already established. He came in fully loaded vehicle.
Did you ever see him freeze a guy out, maybe for a quarter or a series?
Ironically enough, Randall was in that first wave. That was after Aaron's fourth year or so when we acquired Randall Cobb. And so Randall was kind of that guy that had to prove himself. Jordy a little bit, but the rest of us, we were already doing it when Aaron got under center.
That would suck to be frozen out and know you're on the field and you're not going to get the rock.
The words would be open and be like, hey, Aaron. And he's just like, woohoo!
Hey, Hey there, thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.